welcome back to another one of my videos. Today I am on my way to go to Florida, Miami, so that I can get on the Broadway Cruise. This is my second year on Broadway Cruise. This is the third year that they're having it. Last year, I don't know if you saw my videos, but if you haven't, I'm going to put a link above and a link in the description box below, but you can check out those videos as well. That was last year's Broadway Cruise, which I went with my mom. This year, I am going by myself. I did meet a lot of people at the last Broadway Cruise, and so I'm going to be meeting up with some of them. Meeting up with my friend Michelle, who I met on the last Broadway Cruise, and we are going to be staying in a room together in Miami prior to checking in to the cruise on Monday. So that should be a lot of fun. But anyway, I am here. My flight from Honolulu to JFK was a lot of fun. The reason why is because I found out midway through my boarding that I was actually on a Moana, special Moana 2 decorated airplane. It was really neat. It had like the Moana characters all over the luggage bins, the doors to luggage bins, and the outside of the plane was decorated, but I had to get out of the plane at JFK to take pictures of the outside of the plane because I had no idea when I boarded the plane what was on the outside. But anyway, so I am here waiting at JFK for my second flight. I took Hawaiian Air to come from Honolulu to JFK, and now from JFK to Miami, I am taking JetBlue. There is a little bit of a layover, so I'm gonna have to stay here and probably, I don't know, sleep maybe. I didn't get much sleep on the plane. But anyway, glad you could join me. Oh my god, my flight from JFK to Miami was crazy. It was supposed to initially be 3.5 hours, but it ended up being something like 5.5 because of all the thunderstorms that Miami was having. The airport opened, it closed, it opened again, it closed. We were delayed 40 minutes at the gate initially, and then after we were flying, we noticed that we were not landing, and what happened was we were going around in a holding pattern in circles and circles, and finally they went all the way out to Bermuda and came back. Eventually we ran out of fuel, so we actually had to land at West Palm Beach Airport, and it was kind of like Gander during 9/11. All these planes were landed because they had no fuel, and we were something like 6th in line to receive fuel. But anyway, it was kind of an experience. It was kind of scary, but the one thing that was really good was that I was with two really wonderful women. Here they are, Lori and Lily, and they were just absolutely wonderful. And if you had to go through this experience, you'd want to go through it with humor and dignity like these two ladies. Okay, so I finally made it into Miami Airport at, oh god, it was like 9:30. Michelle and I, we ordered pizza, and we had the best dessert. It was like a Nutella with like donut holes in a bread bowl that you could eat. It was like amazing. Alright, so we got up super early the next morning and we boarded the ship, and boarding the ship was a lot easier than it was last year. Last year it seemed a lot more crowded. This year there weren't as many people, but oh my goodness, everybody's so nice, you know, and friendly and welcoming. It was just really, really good to be back. Okay, so they finally finished our staterooms, and it is about 2:48 and they let us come in, so we're really happy that we got to go into our staterooms. I showed you like a little tour of the stateroom before. I have the same stateroom, the same number, 10617, same as I had last year, and it's basically the same. It's a different ship, obviously. Last year we were on the Norwegian Pearl, and this year we're on the Norwegian Gem. So it's a different ship, but it's basically the same layout. Okay, so I quickly wanted to show you what my room looks like. It's 10-6-17, and this is my key to get in the room. Like I said, it's the same as last year. So it has the double beds right here. As you can see on the top of my bed, there is that thing on the wall. That is actually a third bed. Anyway, this is a TV, and you can actually pull up your account balance on there. There's a mirror. Like I said, that's the extra bed. They have like Everybody thought that this was like a safe, but that was actually a refrigerator. This was our closet. It had life vests in it, hangers, and that's actually a ladder for the extra bed that we have there. And that is the actual safe. And this is places where you can put your clothes, shoes, things like that. That was the one outlet that we had. We also had a hairdryer. And like I was saying, nobody knew what this was last year. We all thought that it was like a safe, but it's actually a refrigerator. So I didn't even take advantage of that. This was the shower, which is kind of big, I think, for the cabin. The sink and the bathroom was a little bit on the small side, same as last year. We do have like things like these little racks that you can put your things on. Okay, oh my god, I forgot to mention, I saw a lot of my friends from last year. I saw obviously I saw Scott, who's my friend from way back in my other cruise days. Another person that I saw on this cruise was Gwen. Gwen and my mom got really close last year, so I'm really excited. She has been on the Broadway Cruise. This is now her 3rd year, and I'm super excited. But I was really happy to see them. There are a lot of familiar faces that I saw, and I'm really happy to be back. The next thing on the schedule, and by the way, we got our little Broadway tags, and we got our room key, which is this thing right here, and we got our little schedule right here. So the next thing that's on the schedule is the Broadway Showstoppers concert, which I'm very excited to see. Usually that's really good. They do like a you know, like a Bon Voyage kind of concert. They do that, and all the performers are involved with that. So it's kind of like this tradition that they have, that they pass around shots for everybody. Unfortunately, I don't drink, but they passed it around to everyone. And what people did was they would toast, you know, the Bon Voyage.
All right, cheers, everyone. So this is the start of your entertainment. Enjoy yourself. We're going to have a blast the rest of this cruise. Thank you for being here. I believe we're going to get started, yeah? So give us just a couple of minutes. Thank you so much. Salute!
Brian Stokes Mitchell sang, and oh my god, he sang Make Them Hear You. Oh my gosh, it was so good. And then the entire group of talent on the cast sang a version of Seasons of Love. It was amazing.
How do you measure daylights, in sunsets, in midnight, clouds of coffee, in inches, in miles of laughter in the sky, 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year in the life of love?
So the Bon Voyage concert was really, really great. But yeah, my favorite was that last song when they all sang Seasons of Love. Alright, we just got through with Anthony Rapp and Adam Pascal's concert, and it was out on the pool deck, and everybody was out there. It was a lot of fun. It was that big concert, you know, the one that they have like on the opening day. Last year was Bernadette Peters, this year was Anthony and Adam, and they sang a lot of songs from like the 90s, from bands that they felt like they were inspired by. So they sang like R.E.M., U2. they ended up singing some Rent songs, which was really nice.
One song before the sun sets, glory on another empty life. Time flies, time one blaze of glory, one blaze of
I think one of the funniest things that happened during the concert was that they sang Light My Candle, and Anthony Rapp actually played the part of Mimi, which was really funny. He did a really great job, and I didn't really realize that he had such a range, but he was so funny and it was just amazing.
It's out again. Sorry about children. Would you like my candle? Well, yeah. Ow! Oh, the wax. It's dripping. I like it between my fingers. Well, it blew out again. No, I think that I dropped my stash. I know I've seen you out and about. When I used to go out, your candles out. A million I had 'em when I walked the door. It was pure. Leave it on the floor. Say that I had the best house in 14th Street.
I really enjoyed their concert, especially because I knew all of the songs that they sang. Next up was the Wicked sing-along, and I hadn't been to the Hamilton, so I didn't really know how it went. It was actually the movie, but they had the words on the bottom of the screen, which was really neat, and everybody was singing. It was so much fun. Okay, so I just got back from the Wicked sing-along, and it was a lot of fun. They even gave us, look, popcorn. Oh my goodness. They gave us free popcorn, which I thought was really cool. And everybody was singing and everybody was happy and everybody knew exactly the right intonation to sing it and the words. They were speaking the words and everything. Apparently they'd seen Wicked a lot of times. But the thing that was amazing to me was not only did everybody have a really great time and start singing all these songs, but it was so funny because the more that we would get into the movie and the more that we would, the movie went on, people stopped singing because they were just so engrossed in the movie. They weren't like, it was not about the singing anymore. It was about the movie, which was really, I mean, it should tell you how great of a movie it is. Anyway, what I really liked about it was that after every song and after every like number, everybody would clap like it was like a live performance, which I really, really liked. I really thought that that was really cute. Anyway, it's really late. It's about 1:30. And I gotta wake up really early tomorrow, and I don't know how I'm gonna do it because tomorrow is the first of the autograph sessions, so I have to get up really early, so I'm probably not gonna get any sleep on this cruise. Anyway, I wanted to let you know, if you haven't seen my 2024 Broadway cruise vlogs, I'm gonna put a link above and a link in the description box below. You can watch those and you can see all of my vlogs for 2024, and you should take a look because that was a really fun year. But I am gonna be doing one vlog per day, and I'm gonna be releasing it every week, so stay tuned for next week so that you can see day number 2. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me.